Welcome to the Pap Show, where we dive into the world of politics and beyond. Today, we are flipping the script with our very special guest. We'll be shifting the focus from politics to youth creativity and, of course, empowerment. This shift is particularly timely, given the pressing challenges facing Nigerian youths today, and I'm sure you are aware of all that the Nigerian youths are going through, including the soaring unemployment rates, with 64% of unemployed Nigerians being youths, limited access to quality education, and inadequate skills to compete in the global economy. Investing in youth empowerment is not just a moral imperative, but an economic necessity for Nigeria's growth and development. You might recall late former President Muhammadu Buhari's comment, labeling Nigerian youths as lazy. But is that truly the case? Or is it a matter of lack of opportunities, skills, and access to resources? Let's explore this narrative and more with our special guest, whom we will introduce after this short break. Welcome back to the Pap Show. Remember to subscribe, share, and also follow our YouTube page at papshow.ng. Today on the Pap Show, or should I say tonight on the Pap Show, with our very special guest who is a renowned advocate for youth development and creativity, and with her experience as a special advisor on youth and creative arts to former Governor Nasir El-Rufai and also Yahya Bello, Halima Idris Bachure has been a driving force in empowering the Nigerian youths. But before we hear from our guest, did you know that Nigeria's youth population accounts for over 70% of the country's population, with a median age of 18.5 years? Yet many face challenges in accessing quality education, job opportunities, and resources to unlock their creativity. So what better time to have you grace this platform than now, Halima? You're welcome to the Pap Show once again.
Thank you.
And, looking at the potential of the country's largest demography today, that's what we're going to be doing today. We'll hear more from Halima, talking about your educational background and, a little bit about you before we dive into our questions that we have.
Yeah.
So we would like to share your insights on harnessing the potential of the country's largest demography. But before that, let's hear a little bit about you before we dig into the questions that we have for tonight.
As you rightly said, my name is Halima Idris, popularly known as Queen. Yes, I worked with Governor El-Rufai for 6 years as Kaduna, when he was governor in Kaduna State. After that, I worked with Governor Yahya Bello. I have BSc in Business Administration. Then after that, I went for my master's, and I have a master's degree in Disaster Risk Management, and then currently undergoing the doctorate degree in Sustainable Development.
Wow, that is awesome.
Thank you.
Who better to have on this platform than you, talking about
Thank you
creativity and
sustainability.
And sustainability. That seriously.
Thank you.
Okay, once again, you're welcome. And I would like to start with you working extensively, in youth development.
Yes.
How do you perceive the current state of youth creativity and empowerment in Nigeria?
I think Nigeria has, if you ask me, I'll tell you that we have, I think, the most brilliant, the most innovative and creative youth out there. That is why, when you use them negatively, they become scammers. They're all over. The biggest scammers you mentioned, Nigerians are part of it. If not, they're the ones that are topping the scamming industry, where, they do scam people.
In the world, you mean?
In the world, yes. Recently, somebody, a Nigerian, scammed the White House.
Yes.
President Trump. So how do you think they do this? It's because the brain of a creative person or innovative person works 24/7. And if you don't channel their energy into a positive thing, it will be negative. So Nigerians are not lazy. They just lack the motivation, the platform, and the opportunities to excel. But once we do that, believe you me, China is not going to be anywhere close to us.
You think?
I'm telling you.
Wow.
We have it. We have everything here. God has given us everything we need. Mm-hmm. So this is where we are. And in order for the country to develop, to move forward, this sector has to be looked into properly. Okay. It has to be done. The right thing has to be done from the grassroots, local government level, not just federal government. You start everything down and then it goes up. You can't build a house starting from roof while you have not done even the screening up, or what do you call it? The foundation is not there. So it has to be done rightly, and that's the only way we can move forward.
I'm glad you mentioned Nigerians are creative, and we have this brain, that we can even surpass maybe China or be in competition with China. So what initiatives or programs do you think would be most effective in harnessing this brain and the potential of Nigerian youths?
Okay, so from experience, what we did in Kaduna, first of all, in order for you to help anybody, to support the industry, to support the youth and the women, because there are women into the program, the innovative and the creative industry. There are women there, so it's not just youth. In order for you to do it, you have to know who is who. And part of what we did is bringing in a form. You can put it out there, find out who is who in where. For example, Halima is a fashion designer. I am in Kaduna, Wasarki. This is my home address, this is my number, this is me. By the time you collect the data, then you now classify which sector is more important than which sector. Then this is how you now divide them. When you divide them, then you bring out policies. As I said, do not bring out policy at the top. Having Ministry of Humanitarian Development, Ministry of Creative Economy, Ministry of this and that at the top will never help us. It has to go not just at the state level, but at the local government level. The local government chairman, they have to now replicate what the federal government is doing, because the people that you want to empower are in the local government. They're in the local communities. Like what I want to do now, very soon, is the fashion exhibition and fashion show. So it goes down. A fashion designer mostly is in a local government. You can't bring data of people that just live in Abuja or in metropolitan cities. Then what about the ones down there? And then in order for you to support people, you need to also hear from these people. How can we help you? So basically, to answer your question, you need to classify who is who and what do they do before you now begin to say, okay, how do we help them? There are two people involved here. Creativity is different from innovation. Okay. A creative person, let me give you an example. Creativity gave birth to a car. Foundation. Somebody sat and thought, okay, how can we have something to move ourselves without using our legs, or bicycle, or tricycles, or animals. So it is creativity that gave birth to that. Somebody gave birth to it fresh. Then, because people are different, this creative person just did what he could do. Then innovators now, someone will now say, okay, the seats are this way. Can we do it this way? Somebody now thought of, putting airbags. Somebody thought of manual is too hard. Let us bring auto. This one, somebody thought of radio. Seats. Somebody now said, no, radio is too outdated. Let's do CD. And now you do Bluetooth. So those are innovations. Innovations work based on what they see the creative have done, and then they now polish it and make it look better. So Nigerians, we have both. We have people that are creative. Naturally, they will build something from the bottom of afresh, something that has never been there. Then some innovators now will now polish it and make it out there. So we have all of these people that can, push as much as possible. And Nigeria, I keep telling people, India is not what you see on TV. The real India outside of TV is different. But what brought India to limelight, why people think India is one of the most beautiful countries with the most beautiful people, the most beautiful attire, is the creativity they used on TV. But if you go down there, they're not like that. So what we are doing, the youth here are insulting everybody because they have nobody to support them. They can insult you, they can do anything they want because there is nothing to lose. But the moment you push that energy of writing, of sitting down to insult, instead of insulting, they can make Nigeria look greater than it is today. They can promote Nigeria, go as far as, change the narratives of what people. think of Nigeria as scammers. Nigeria is not safe. There are so many unsafe countries that nobody knows about. It's only when you travel there, then someone will now say, even in the US, don't go to this area, don't go to this area. So, but they are keeping it silent. But we just let people, say what they want.
Yeah, even though, you mentioned something about lazy Nigerian youths, even though that was going to be my next question, but I'll still ask it nonetheless. The lazy Nigerian youth narrative, it sparked controversy when late President Muhammadu Buhari mentioned it that time. What's your take on the whole narrative of lazy Nigerian youths? Do you think it's a fair assessment or are there any other factors at play?
It's not a fair assessment. As I said, we are very intelligent, we are very creative, and the youth alone can change this country. But looking at his generation and their generation is different. President Buhari, when he was growing up, he didn't know what social media is all about. And possibly what he was seeing were the only what he was seeing was the insult. They can insult anybody as old as he is. If a small child that is old enough to be just his grandchild will now insult him, he'll be like, oh, why are this? Don't they have work to do? Now, that is his own perception of things. But the real issue is they are not lazy. Channel their energy. Do something. We've done so many activities in Kaduna that, brought the youth into government. Most of them were like, okay, I matter. What I have is important. The government is recognizing me. I was just telling someone that one day I was just seated, someone sent to me a picture of a guy that innovated or created helicopters, all this, they're dummies. Helicopter and I think aeroplane, something.
Yes, we have them. Somebody recently innovated something that will actually detect flood.
Yes. That guy, I know him. He's one of the guys we mentored. Okay. That Shamsuddin. But this one is a different guy. So after we posted on the platform of the government, 4 or 5 days later, the Nigerian naval officers came to my office. They came. They said they needed to see him. They called me and they said they needed to see the guy. I called the guy, he came with his family and they said, okay, because of what you have done, is mostly channeled to Navy. They're giving him scholarship, which they did. After that, he's going to work with them in the engineering department. So we have so many of them. We have some people that have invented cars. We have people that have done so much, but the support is not there. And you do not sit down and expect the president, let's say, for example, the president to come and hail you. If the president have put in, or the National Assembly have put in policies that will support people, our own politicians, the governors, the local government chairman. I blame the local government chairman more because that is where the talents are. That is where the creativity is. If you do not support your people, as a local government chairman, your job is not just to sit down in the office and feel like I'm a chairman. You promote your people, you empower your people. That is where the hunger is. It's not in Abuja. Hunger is in your local governments. So Nigerian youth are not lazy. They have all it takes to change this country. All we need to do is put in the right policies at the right places to work.
So what do you think are the right policies and what are the places that we're supposed to put these things in so that we'll have these talents come to limelight? Okay,
so the policies are very simple. Most of them are there. Like the federal government has so many things going on. We've done, during President Buhari, I was part of the team that developed the Creative Industry Financial Initiative, which is supposed to be under Central Bank. And the Central Bank now mandated all commercial banks to give people loan based on what they do. But unfortunately, after the policy was approved by him, the team that were working on it now brought in established names that, had their interests at heart. So the common man could not access the loan. And later on, I don't know what really happened to it. So, but then, if the policies are there, as I said, Ministry of Humanitarian Development. So is it humanitarian development, they call it? Affairs. That humanitarian affairs is meant to support people. Then you look at other ministries, trade and investment, this, that. Apart from what you have at the state level, no, the federal level, the state level, replicate it at the local government level. Every governor should mandate his local government chairman. At least let there be an assessment of what is happening at the local government level on monthly basis, based on empowerment. And we always get it wrong. As politicians, I'm a politician, but as politicians, most times, especially our elected members, what they do is they just buy sewing machines, 100, share to people. But what if that person is not interested in sewing? Maybe she or he is interested in something else. Maybe she's a caterer. You can't give a caterer a machine. Then she will sell it. When she sells it, she's just going to use, because as far as she's concerned, it's a woof. But when you empower me on what I am doing, I am already doing. I'm cooking, and then you come and maybe even if you're not giving me financial support, you bring in maybe stoves that are solar, that work with that are solar inbuilt. It will help me, and it will make my work easier, and I will earn more from it. So these are policies that we have to look at, not just crying federal government is not doing. Local government is where the problem is, in my own opinion.
Well, this is the Political Advantage platform. And of course, we talk politics and everything politics related. But then we decided to talk about, youth empowerment and skills development. But then we're still going to have a tip of the iceberg on politics, since you also mentioned I'm a politician.
Yeah.
And definitely, we are coming to that.
No,
but then we definitely must go into politics a little bit, just a tip of the iceberg.
Okay.
But we'll do that after this very short break. Do stay with us. Take a seat on the Political Advantage platform for real conversations about Nigeria by Nigerians. Follow our live stream across these channels and learn how it all affects you. Every Sunday, you have a chance to stay ahead by staying engaged and informed. Tune in to the Political Advantage platform to share in real conversations that matter to you. All right, you're welcome back to the Political Advantage platform, the Bachure. Remember to subscribe and, of course, follow us on our channel, YouTube channel, the Bachure NG. Before we went on that break, we have our very special guest here, Halima, and we've been talking about youth development and skills development of the youth, and how we can empower our youth to become better youths and then a better country after that. Yes. But then before that, just like I mentioned, we're going to delve into politics just a little bit. The fact that she's a politician, we're just going to ask this very few questions. Talking about your former boss now, Erufai. He is the leading coalition charge, against the current president in the coalition party. Are you also part of the coalition and supporting your former boss against the sitting government?
No, I'm an APC member.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you're not supporting your former boss?
I think they all have, to me, they have their reasons. And, most times when big people are fighting, don't put yourself there, because you really don't know what happened between them. So it's not something I want to say, okay, this person is right, this person. I'm an APC member. All I want is for Nigeria to work. However it happens, but I'm sure somehow there are politicians, they will find their ways.
So you're just watching. You're just by the side watching.
No, I am promoting an event in November, which is more important to me, because if I promote that, a lot of people, millions of people will eat from what I have. So we're watching. They will find their ways. Very soon you see them as friends. I have a belief that one day they will see them together. So
you just want to watch and just sip your tea. I don't understand. You have something that is more important to you.
Yeah.
So are you saying your former boss Erufai is not important to you at this point in time?
No, he is. He is family somehow. And the president is also my president. So honestly speaking, I feel when big people are fighting, people like us shouldn't just, comment. I don't comment on anything. I just leave, okay, fine, whatever. But at the end of the day, I know Nigeria is going to work. Anyhow, it's going to work. They will find themselves together. You don't want to say anything, because one day when you see them together, you'll be like, oh, you look like a fool. I will tell you, I've been part of people that fought someone. We really fought. But now they're friends. Wow. And the other day he saw me, he was like, yeah, you. I'm sorry. No, but so I wouldn't comment on that. But
okay.
They're all okay. They'll be fine.
They'll be fine.
Yeah.
Well, it is very possible that the 2027 elections will have two septuagenarians, that's 70-plus-year-olds, as leading candidates. When do you think Nigeria will begin to produce younger visionary leaders? Like looking at the current Senegalese president who is only 45 years of age. When do you think Nigeria will start producing such people as presidents and leaders?
Honestly speaking, I have a belief. I might have a contrary opinion to this. In Nigeria, we've seen young people given opportunities, and most of them, they don't do well. They fail in, sometimes ego comes in, sometimes they misuse the opportunity, they misuse the office. So in my own opinion, we're still not there. We need the experience of this older people. Even when maybe you can have an older person and a younger VP or younger SGF or something, but the youth,
as maybe a president, you think we're not ready for that yet?
I don't have. Do we have governors that are young? Let's start with the states first. We can have an older president and then young governors, because that is where the work is. It's not the president. Is the state governors. So let's have younger state governors. If you want to have youth of 45 years, 30, 45, start from the state.
So, but you mentioned earlier that we have youth with brains and creativity and innovation.
We do.
But you think we're still not up to that, level yet?
Few of them are. Not all of them even believe in politics. Not all of them believe they can make a change. So, but I'll commend one person I know, Bella Rufai, and like Abdusamad Dasuki. They're doing very well as what do you call them, legislators. So we need to see, and there are more, but are they really representing their people? That's my take. If you as a politician, you're young, you should bring yourself out. Let people see you. And then tomorrow when you come out to contest for governor, yes, you've done so much. We've seen this. This older people were saying now is because they've done something. People have seen something. They didn't just come out of the blue. They've done something. So start doing something. Creativity, being creative and innovative is different. It's something different. But leadership is not just inbuilt. It's something that you have to learn. You learn from experience. Okay,
but like somebody like Bachure now that you mentioned, you also believe he's doing well.
He is.
But don't you think like people like him are ready to be like maybe governors or presidents?
Of
or you
course,
think he's still too young?
Governor, I'll vote for younger people.
Is it because he's the son of your...
No. It's because Bello is vocal. Everybody knows. And what he's doing in Kaduna North, he's doing exceptionally good. I'm from Kaduna North. We've not had that kind of representation whereby people are really empowered. And then everybody has access to him. He's doing so much. But I didn't just mention him. I also mentioned Abdusamad Dasuki, who is from Sokoto. He's somebody that is also doing very well. And then from the Southwest, we've seen a lot of them. So if our younger people now want to be in governance, as I said, being a leader, you are not just going to be... We fail because sometimes leadership by accident. But the best way is for you to learn leadership through action, through mentorship. You go through it, you see how it's done. It's not what you read on social media, but it's much more than that. So let's start with state assemblies, with governors, local government. Of course, local government, we have a lot of young people. So let's start with that before you now start looking. Nigeria is a very big country. Young person, of course, and the power. To me, we're not ready yet.
Wow.
No.
So even these vocal ones are still not ready to be presidents.
If you're up to 50 and above, I think it's fine.
But is it age that matters or the intellect and the capability?
Do I see it? I don't know. I've not seen it yet.
When it comes to age, you've not seen that?
No. I've not seen the younger ones. They're all the ones that are campaigning. I think they're more than 45. When you say youth is how old? 18 to 35?
To 35.
That's too young.
Okay, now I mentioned 45, The Senegalese president we're talking about, he's 45.
Okay.
So 45, isn't it like a fair age?
It is a fair age. But let them show their capacity. I think at the end of the day is what you bring on the table. Let them show us.
So with all these capacities, they show you've not seen.
What is the capacity?
Oh, you've not seen any
their capacity. No, I tell you, Nigeria, as I said, we have the most brilliant young people out there. But the brilliance, the intelligence, the creativity, the innovations I've seen is different. It's channeled to one different angle. But then there are politicians that, most of them, they're not even politicians. Most of the ones I really like are activists. So, but sometimes activists, they are not interested in me contesting. They're just interested in making it right. So it's different. So whoever is a young person that wants to contest, let's see.
Okay. You are a female politician.
Yes.
So let's talk about women in politics.
Yes.
Politics is becoming like a dangerous arena for women. Do you agree?
No.
Okay.
I don't.
So you think women are safe, women are okay in politics? There are no challenges that women are facing?
No. For a woman to face challenges, it's everywhere. It doesn't really have to go. You don't really need to look at it from the political angle. It's everywhere. Even normal workplaces, women, get. But then the same way, women get harassed, they get marginalized, they get, they are being underpaid. Sometimes men do get the same thing. Women harassed women, men too. One of the papers I wrote in my school, a mini project. I wrote a project. We were given an assignment, and I wrote something about the silent victims. That is, men being harassed in workplaces. It's happening. Women do harass men as well. So, but it is not spoken about. Nobody talks about it. So, yes, women face challenges. Women are seen sometimes as, weak, you people are weak, you people are. But personally, if I am to make a decision, every minister of education, minister of health, minister of humanitarian development has to be a woman, because a woman is the first teacher. She's the first doctor. She's the first humanitarian. Gives you the first humanitarian services unit. So as far as I'm concerned, there are positions that are definitely meant for women.
Okay. So,
yes.
Okay. Now, looking at success stories like, Paystack, Jumia, Flutterwave. Now, I want to come back to, youth development. What lessons do you think we can apply to empower more Nigerian youths? Looking at, success stories like these that I just mentioned. Okay.
Yeah. You see, the project I want to do is called Threads of African Fashion. And my interest is how we can, let's say matchmake. The fashion, let's say, for example, a fashion designer and somebody that can supply fabrics or sewing accessories and other things. B2B, business to business, they now, they network and then they know themselves, because there are a lot of tailors that do not have access to some kind of materials. That is one. Secondly is the key players in the fashion industry, shoemakers, bags, stylists, makeup artists, and co. And then the government. What are the things put in place by government for them? And how can they access it? Government officials will now come and tell Nigerians, okay, this is what you want to do, or this is what we have for you, and this is how you can get it. Then the other one is, in the 3 days event we'll do, there's fashion, there's financing the fashion industry, day one. Secondly is the technology in the fashion industry. So technology in the fashion industry is, we want to, at the end of the day, get someone that can develop an application owned by that person, own the application whereby every fashion key player, artisan, can, once you make sure that the quality of what they have, the product, is good enough, put them out there so that people outside, people are really interested in what Nigerian fashion is doing. People are interested. If you travel like this, a lot of people, white people will be like, wow, this is lovely, this is very dressy, we are not pushing our product as much as we can. And then Nigeria is one of the largest suppliers of leather. Then why are we not taking it? Yes, now Chinese are fabricating this tie and dye we do, Kampala, that we make here. Chinese are making it. And then Chinese are making this cap, ube cap, that Borno and the Zaria people are making. And it means the empowerment that we are supposed to channel or push more to our people is going out there. So if we can do this, we can bring in this through my project, it's going to go a long way. And the politicians now, The empowerment angle of what I want to do is, as politicians, you want to be re-elected. You are already an elected member. You can sponsor 20 people from your constituency. And I don't want you to bring me anyhow person. That person has to be somebody that is within the within the fashion industry. It could be a shoemaker or whatever. Then within your local government or within your state, we are going to source for people like fashion workshop owners that can train your people. We write an MOU, they will sign. They cannot fail us. When you come, you're sponsoring 20 people, you've given us the names. We know exactly these 20 people, and you cannot come and promise and go. You have to make sure that she is settled, the lady is settled. You bring your check or your cash to the people, and the world will see it. The check goes to her directly or him, whoever is going to train them. Then the person that is, we have somebody that is wholesale seller of the machineries and all of that. Then we now make sure that we get them. Then we monitor, our team is supposed to monitor and evaluate what they do in that 1 year. By the time we come back next year, they will come and give us a review of how far they've gone, what they've done. So the empowerment angle of the whole project, which is we are looking at about 200 to 300 people to be empowered, are supposed to come from both government agencies, high net individuals, and then the elected members. While we now concentrate on exportation opportunities, financial opportunities, and the technological opportunities. And then the key players in the fashion industry will make sure that they network. Our next edition after this one, by God's grace, is going to be in Cape Town. We're doing Cape Town, then Dallas. We're looking at Dallas because Hollywood, that is originally where
Dallas in the US?
Yes, in the US. That is originally where this concept started from. Because Hollywood movies now have Africans, and then Africans wear Nigerian outfit. So if we can do that, push our people, we're not in that business, but let somebody establish the business there or own shops whereby our local tailors can be exporting their stuff there. Make them more like the modern, Western type of outfit and sell off. So this is the idea.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Now let's talk about bridging the gap between education and employability now.
Yeah.
How can we ensure that Nigerian youths are job ready? Talking about education, employability, putting these two together. How can we make sure that Nigerians are job ready?
What we can do to make sure that they're job ready is, our concentration is mostly on degree. We forget that skill development, human capital development skills is very important. So how do you do it? You start with primary schools. A policy has to go down that every primary school must have this policy of training. You can even see what the children can do from that stage, from primary 3 to 4. You now start giving them that opportunity, just like China is doing. You see some of them cooking, some of them sewing, some of them doing this, So that is where you start developing the skills. By the time they go to secondary school, they're already a bit matured and they will continue with the skills development. And for those that are fortunate enough to go to university, it's fine. For those that cannot go to university, at least you have developed your skill. You know exactly what you can do to eat from, because we are waiting for government jobs. The government jobs, even if government now decides to give 1 million jobs, it's not going to be enough. But every nation that has developed did not depend solely on government. In fact, there are so many developed countries that they don't care what the government is doing, as much as the ease of doing business is there. They have the facilities to run their businesses. They don't care about what government is doing. So if we put these things in place, our youth will keep insulting. They will keep, and the insult is more like curse in the country. They're cursing the country. And then we are also sinking with the country. So this, I think, is the best way to do it. Skills development from primary school, and the policy has to come from the government.
What's your take on youth that are like into menial jobs? Like I've seen a youth into, selling kose, like that's the big cake by the roadside, like an educated youth. I'm talking about it. I've seen an educated youth that does this clipping of nails, on the roadside. What's your take on youths that are educated, have degrees or PhDs that are into these things? Do you think it's okay as long as they're making a living? or no, that something has to be done about
No,
it?
I think what they're doing is they're just rebranding that type of business. I've seen somebody that
people
sells.
complain it's because it's out of lack of job opportunities and they have to sustain themselves because life is not easy for Nigerians and they just have to like earn a living, and that is why they go into all these menial jobs just to earn a living.
But even in the US, you never can tell who is doing a menial job. Some people actually wash cups, but you don't know. They go, they wash the cups, they come back, they wear suits and they roam around, or they come to Nigeria and they will impress you. So doing a menial job, I don't think is anything that is really anything bad about it. In fact, as I said, it's mostly rebranding, because if you can do, say, you're well educated, you know now how to creatively make it more attractive. Because I've seen a lady that does awara. I saw her on social media. She does awara, but she dresses up very nicely. And then, you can now tell how many people will come to buy.
I'm sure her awara,
exactly, she will package it very well. She will make sure that it's very colorful, it's very attractive, and there's really nothing wrong in that. So in as much as you are comfortable doing that, I think the little they can do will now empower a lot of people, and people will eat from what they're doing. So it's not a bad thing. Let us go out there, explore what we can do. Use your phones, make money. Then you don't have to. And then if she's doing awara, she can also sell online that she's doing awara. She can do delivery. So it's nothing wrong in that. I feel we should just go out and do as much as we can.
All these things.
We have insecurity. We have a lot of things that are happening. It's because people don't have jobs. But our youth are eager to make money. They're eager to be rich. This is where the problem is. Because what we flaunt on social media is the riches. Politicians flaunt their money. They flaunt, in this country, I'm in that, driving this, I'm driving that. So that is what they are looking at. So in order for them to now also blow is maybe to steal or to join whatever gang they can. And it's not good for us. Let them learn that life is not as fast as they want to go. You have to take it step by step.
Okay, we're about wrapping it up, and I think this will be the last question I'll ask. What advice would you give to young Nigerians looking to make a difference in their communities? Even though this has something to do with this, but then let's hear more.
Okay, I think as a young Nigerian, sometimes we run from our responsibilities. Being a Nigerian is not just holding the flag and saying I'm a Nigerian. You have to also work for the country. If you do not have the money to pay as a taxpayer, you also have it's your responsibility to take care of the people in your community or even your family members. How do you do it? Whatever skill you have, whatever contribution you can bring. Like, say, for example, I'm very much interested in climate change advocacy. You can maybe somebody, if you have the little knowledge from school, they can help with just 10 plants, trees that maybe within your family compound you can even now plant it, or within you use your skill or your knowledge to help what other people gain. Knowledge is not an island of I went to school, I can't share anything. No, the little you can do. Sensitization is very important within the community. You can even talk about domestic violence within the community. You can talk about child education. Or if you come on break, you can educate few young ones that do not have the opportunities. Even if it's just the basic ABCD 1, 2, 3, I think it will go a long way. So we also have a responsibility to build this country, not just the leaders. We also have to have a voice to do that. We spend most time on social media, which is not good. But if you choose to do that, at least do something by the side whereby you just get, as a Muslim, it also gives you the reward from God by teaching or doing social services to your community.
Even though now, you can use social media for many things. Exactly. People make money using social media these days. So I think this is where we come to the end of the show for tonight. Thank you so much, Halima, Idris, Bachure, for gracing our studios. We thank you so very much.
Thank you very much.
And of course, for shedding light on the potential of Nigerian youths. And it is clear that with the right support and opportunities, the youth can drive meaningful change. And as we wrap up this conversation, we hope our viewers have gained valuable insights into the world of youth creativity and empowerment. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and also follow our YouTube page at Bachure NJ. Join us next time on the Bachure for more thought-provoking discussions about politics and beyond. My name is Khadija Ahmad Rufai. Good evening.